Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I am your host of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. My name is David Bradley, training facilitator and coach with Grant Cardone. That's right, I do have a new title. In addition to being your sales and marketing manager, I've also taken on the role of being a training facilitator and coach. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. But what happens on the Cardone Solutions Podcast? Well, very simply put, 85% of what we do over here at Cardone Training Technologies is 100% free. So I like to go out into the cyberspace and find some of the free stuff that we're already putting out there. This will be a blog post Grant wrote, or an article perhaps, or maybe I'm going to break down a YouTube video or a tweet, something on the gram. I really should spend more time in the TikTok, but I just don't. So I don't really know what he's doing over there. But I'm going to take the free content, right? I'm going to dissect it a little bit. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to put my own spin on it. I'm going to throw some measurable action ideas that you can do so that you can take this stuff and then plug it into your sales and your business and your life. Today's episode is going to be about a little something grinding on my gears, actually, and I'm excited to share it with you. But first, you know what's coming. A word from our sponsor. The Cardone Solutions Podcast is brought to you by Grant Cardone Coaching. Check this out. Did you know 82% of all management and all leadership in a sales organization literally too busy to train and develop their team the way they wish they could? But did you also know that there's an 88% improvement in productivity from sales coaching? What? Right. So listen, we can help. Okay? We have put together a structured, over 30 managed learning courses facilitated by an experienced, highly experienced Cardone trainer. 20 plus years of experience, guys like me, guys like my buddy Ed Rhodes. We are going into companies and working with them directly. So the way it rolls out is there is a weekly coach call with us, plus homework and activities inside Cardone University to work on between our one call and the next. This has turned out to create a significantly higher level of engagement and accountability for your salespeople, and takes a tremendous load off of management. It's customized for your company. You guys are going to get workbooks and courses to go through. Some of the things we're going to cover: attitude and mindset, goals and targets, prospecting, sales process, the greeting, fact finding, selecting and demonstrating product, how to put a deal together, handling internet leads, retention, customer satisfaction, loyalty, follow-up, phone handling, and much more. So for more information or to have a conversation about how we might be able to partner up, call 310-777-0352. That's 310-777-0352, or fire off an email, david@grantcardone.com. Happy to have a conversation with you about how we can help and put together a custom pricing proposal for you. That's david@grantcardone.com or 310-777-0352. Hope to hear from you. All right, so today we're going to talk about something that's kind of grinding on my gears. There's a phrase rolling around out there that just like, okay, the new normal. What's wrong with it and why it's dangerous? Let's just talk about that for a second. This is pulled right out of a blog post that Grant put up recently, and I'm like, oh, you are singing my song, brother. You are preaching my language. This is 100% correct. The blog came out on September 4th, and Grant advises that we do this. Let's just stop adapting and start dominating. What about that? I like this idea. So let's talk about it, okay? I don't know about you. You may be different. Maybe you like the term. I don't know. But I'm pretty much over it when I hear the phrase, the new normal. Like, I've got it right up there with fingernails on a chalkboard, okay? Basically, everyone's talking about adapting to the new normal. And from me and your Uncle G, like I said, it's grinding my gears. Grant says that it is high time that people stop adapting and start dominating in the new normal. Now, here's the deal. You, the one listening, you, the one watching, you do not have to constantly be changing who you are, what you do, and how you do it just because the situation around us has totally changed. This is this kind of thinking where like you have to become someone different and do things that are different, totally counterproductive, and it's not going to get you anywhere. And it definitely isn't going to help you achieve any kind of success. That is for sure. I mean, if you spend all your time adapting and changing who you are so that you can fit to a current situation, how are you going to know what your mission is? How are you even going to define your brand? Because Grant's going to be the first person to tell you this, and it's quote, right out of the blog, quote, if you don't spell all that out for people, you're just going to confuse them. If you don't spell all that out for people, it's just going to confuse them, even if they pay attention to it all. You have got to stand for something regardless of what's happening around you, especially when things start getting crazy. Like, how they are now. Total cray. Cray to the cray. And our mission over here at Cardone Training Technologies hasn't changed one bit at all this year. We've actually just gotten more focused. We are now more committed than ever to helping people, to teaching people how to help themselves. Adapting to your surroundings like the chameleon, it's fine if you want to blend in, if you want to play it safe. But if you know Grant at all, that's just not how that guy rolls. People who play it safe, they don't get to manage a $2 billion real estate fund, for example. So there's a reason they call a chameleon's ability to change its color a defense mechanism. You cannot defend your way to success. How are you going to achieve anything if nobody sees you? You can bet dollars to donuts. If God made little green apples, you can bet Grant did not get to where he is today by blending in. So what is your level of certainty on these two things? I'm going to come back to this, but let's just start it. Let me just plant the seed. Do you know who you are? Like, what are your goals? How are you achieving them? Do you know who you are? What are your goals? And how are you achieving them? What's your level of certainty on those things? Because everything else, seriously, it's details. Grant is not doing the chameleon thing. I mean, wouldn't you rather be a crocodile? Look, nobody messes with the crocodile. Right? Think about your efforts to survive and succeed in these times as a battle. You're the general. And it doesn't matter if you're on your own, if you're the CEO, if you're an employee, you are in command here. I just promoted you. Generals don't play defense and then wait for the enemy to attack. They go on offense. But before they lead their forces into battle, they got a plan. And they stick to it even when the unexpected happens. Of course, they know that things rarely play out as anticipated. That's part of the deal. But if the organization is solid and everyone knows their part in executing the plan, that maximizes the chances of what? Victory. Battlefield or boardroom, doesn't matter. Okay? The circumstances may change, but the mission doesn't. And the same thing is going to go for achieving your goals, whether they're personal and professional, period. Okay? You make a plan and you stick to it. And the bottom line here is that things change and they always will. Accept it. Life's rough. Get a helmet. Who knows what's going to happen this year? What else is going to happen this year? Who knows? I don't. Nobody does. The only thing you can decide is who you are, what you stand for, and what your mission is. If you can do that, okay, then you'll be able to withstand whatever comes your way. So I want to encourage you, I want to invite you to just stop thinking in terms of adapting. Instead of letting the situation control you, learn to control yourself. Oh. Well, that might require some real effort, huh? How are you going to do that? Well, we'll start with some structure, have a routine, and discipline. Structure, routine, and discipline. That is how you learn to control yourself. And that's how the greats, Grant included, have been able to not just survive, but actually succeed during recessions like these, during depressions, market crashes, financial crises, you name it. So don't adapt to the surrounding. Instead, what are we going to do? Dominate. So here's your action idea. I want to go back to those questions I asked earlier, okay? Do you know who you are? What are your goals and how are you achieving them? What is or was your level of certainty on those things? When I ask, who are you? What answer immediately pops into your head? And you can't say, I don't know. I'm looking for the answer that comes before, I don't know. The one that comes right before, I don't know. Okay, the one that you try to brush under the carpet by saying, I don't know. That one. That is what you currently believe. That is what you think you are. That is who you think you are. Does that program need a rewrite? Your goals and the how. When you look at your goals, what do you not know about generating the income and the revenue necessary to create them? And so because I threw down income and revenue, that means, well, I just want to be happy, Dave. That means that is off the table and unacceptable. That means, first, that you're not happy now. And second, that there's no real way to quantify that. Happiness is a state that you decide on. So if that's actually your goal and your target, how much time, money, and attention and energy are you willing to spend to get the work done so that you can be happy? That will not come for free. So that brings us right back to, what do you not know about generating the income and revenue necessary to create it? The goal. So dominating your surroundings starts in the middle. And then it radiates out. So you want to start with you. Dominate you. Dominate your time, your attention, focus on self-improvement, service to others, and then getting well paid for it. And that means that you need to pay well when you receive excellent service. Because you're never going to get wealthy and you're never going to be happy if you're hoarding and saving, contracting, and withholding. And then before you can dominate out, you must dominate within. And that starts with you and me. Us taking control of our thoughts and our decisions and our actions. You need the discipline, you need the mindset, you need the skill in order to go out there and dominate, which is where Cardone U comes in perfectly. That's where the Cardone coaching comes in perfectly. And so if you haven't already taken advantage of Grant's offer to get 2 weeks free on Cardone University, make today the day that you start on that. Head on over to cardonesolutions.com/Cardone U free. That's cardonesolutions.com/Cardone, the letter U, and then the word free. We just went kind of deep there, didn't we, on today's episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. Hope it helps. Hope it did something for you. And if you're loving it, if it's helping you, if it's giving you some benefit, please do me a solid. Do me a flavor. Share this sucker out into cyberspace. Tweet it. Text it to somebody that needs to hear it. Post it up on Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever it is that you like to social. Get it out there, right? So if it's helping you, then I promise you it's going to be helping somebody else. So make sure that you get it out there. If you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do that so you don't miss an episode. New people, welcome. People that have been with me for a long time or a little bit, thank you so much. I'm going to leave you guys with the words of Grant Cardone. Have an awesome rest of your week and be great, because nothing else pays. See you soon.